January, friends, and welcome to another cozy edition of Teller Time, broadcasting from our new space, the Ute Pass Historical Society. You know, that little cabin building tucked behind the library. The weather's been having its fun this past week, acting out like it just discovered hot flashes and mood swings. But don't you worry, we're still pushing through. And yes, I did say we have a new home, and Charlie's going to tell us a little bit about it and whatever else he feels like talking about.
Thanks, Tom. This is it's called the Immer cabin, and it's a very old cabin. I don't remember the exact date of it, but we have a cabin here full of artifacts, and it makes it just a perfect studio. And Tim Miller's here with us today, who's going to help us break it in. And I really think, we're gonna have a lot of fun here with this. So I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right. So there's a whole lot happening around town lately. New businesses are prepping to open, old favorites getting a fresh sign, and new faces joining the mix in all areas of Teller County. Definitely enough buzz to make a beehive jealous. One place that always has it going on is the Woodland Park Library, located at 218 East Midland Avenue. They have so much going on in that building with programs popping up, events filling the calendar, and more community energy than ever. From new programs to fresh ideas, the Woodland Park Library District has been on a roll, and the man steering the ship is with us today. He's the guy who makes the library feel less like a building and more like a living room. Sit back, because this is Teller Time, and we have Tim Miller. Welcome, Tim, to the show.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Okay. All right, we'll get into a little, let you speak a little bit, but my first question would be, how would you describe the role of the library district that plays in our community?
The library district plays such a huge role in all our communities. So we serve all of northern Teller County, Florissant, Woodland Park, and we just opened a branch in Divide at the Pikes Peak Community Center, and that's a wonderful partnership. We're pretty strong in terms of traditional services, slinging books. Everybody sees those signs along the highway where the guy's reading the book. It's a stick figure, Yeah. But communication, information goes much deeper than that. I like to say I wasn't there, but I'm pretty sure when humans first came around, they started sharing information through talking, not just reading, of course. Books probably weren't around then. Like I said, I wasn't quite around, pretty close. And in line with that is the suite of services we provide. So information services is a huge term at this point in time. People think library book, but like we hosted 18,000 people last year in 2025 as part of our activities. Wow. That was just our activities, okay? So 90,000 people walked in our doors, but 18,000 people enjoyed our activities and connected with one another. And you kind of spoke to that, calling our libraries just like a living room, a place you can reside, hang out. But this community, after COVID, asked us specifically at the library, they said, we're lonely, we're isolated, help us connect. And that was our 2022 needs assessment. So we reached out to the community and said, how can we make libraries better for you? Okay. And that was one of the big asks, was find ways to connect us. And we've done that. We've always known, like through kids' story times, kids take a lot of benefit from those story times in terms of literacy, but the side benefit, and maybe the greater benefit, is that parents connect with each other. So throughout my library career, which is 20 going on 25 years now, that's what I've heard over and over again from parents, and I experienced it as a parent myself. Gave me an opportunity during a very isolating point in my life to connect with other parents who are dealing with the same thing. And no matter what we do in terms of activities, we're connecting people. but we've also sort of swung into the sphere of what I call information creation opportunities. So this is the age of information. And in the past, just as it is now, it's very important to get good, accurate information
Right.
to be able to learn. And we certainly facilitate lifelong learning through books as well as audiobooks, downloadables, things like that. But it is also critical to provide opportunities to people for people to create information at this point in time, like this podcast right here, cutting an album, doing graphic design. The thing is, these tools cost a lot of money. So what the library can do is acquire things for people and say, hey, do what you like with it. And those services have grown so much in the last few years. And yes, our community asked us for those in the community needs assessment. So we started out with a studio that's mainly audio applications. We expanded and made a maker space. So we had this computer lab that was just not used very much anymore. A lot of people depend on us for computer help, but they prefer one-on-one because everybody's at a different level. So we took this computer lab and made it into a maker space. Now, entrepreneurs and people who just like making stuff alike come into our maker space and make stuff for their business, go sell it at the farmer's market, or just make stuff that they haven't had the opportunity to make before.
Don't you have I think the Historical Society is actually utilized. I think Pat's over there. She's looking at doing T-shirt. Is it like embroidery stuff?
Yeah. So you can do that one of two ways, and I'm not well versed in it, but you can do T-shirts with like the traditional sort of vinyl design. So we have a vinyl press you can do, but we also have a programmable embroidery machine. So it's just like if you have a logo, for instance, or something like that, and you want to do a batch of T-shirts with it, you can put it on this embroidery machine, and just like anything else, 3D printer or whatever, you program it into the computer and it'll do that for you.
What does that cost? What do you charge?
It's
I was
only
gonna ask you,
materials. It's only materials, so the cost of materials is what we charge for it.
That's fantastic.
It's pretty much a pittance, in terms of how much it's going to cost you. It'll cost you a lot less than it would if you were to take it somewhere else or buy that machine, of course, yourself.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
$2,000 or so.
You're already talking about, one of the questions I was going to ask you, because you do have some incredible equipment over there. You've already told us a little bit about the Maker's Mark and the computer room and the sound room, which is where we started actually the first, I think one or two of our podcasts, or we were going to use it for a podcast. So it's a phenomenal library just to take a 25-cent tour and just see what it's about, because it is not just your books and card catalog and computer type setup. So, you dabbled a little bit in the programs and services you offer, but maybe you can be a little bit more explicit. Are there certain programs or certain training programs or services that you offer, or classes? I mean, I know that's a mouthful between all of that, but yeah, give us an idea of what, you have on a week-to-week basis, the classroom stuff, the program stuff, the services, and just, fill people in on and get them to be thinking, wow, I really need to stop in there and look at this place.
Yeah, it depends on your needs. Okay. As a user, we're still very concerned with literacy. And as I mentioned, we do story times. We also provide learning opportunities for people of all ages. One of our partners, for instance, is the AARP. They'll do a number of lessons for people or classes for people on different topics, but especially like safe driving and things like that. In terms of different populations, sometimes, and it's not all about, say, learning opportunities. Right. Sometimes it's just taking a movie, at Woodland Park, and pretty soon at the Divide Library. We're looking forward to partnering with the Ute Pass Historical Society and doing some maybe classic or contemporary films and
Movie
having-
nights,
just having a movie night format and maybe have a little talk about it. I mean, book clubs. Everybody knows libraries have book clubs,
Right.
but we've got like dozens of them at this point in time. There's that community connection and learning piece. I'm missing so much.
Is your library bigger than most libraries? It seems rather huge, whether it's just, how many stories it is, but it just seems huge for a library where you need to have a map saying you are here, big X there, just like a Walmart. And then you walk
You're
around
at the
there, but it
airport.
is a very big library. And
It's all relative. I mean, for our rural communities, it's a fairly large library. But if you go to like the Link Library in Greeley, I mean, that thing is massive. And Denver has some really big ones. Arapahoe County libraries, they have some pretty big ones too. So it all depends. I'd say for the size of our community, it's a pretty sizable library here in Woodland Park. Florison's small and mighty. It's not really that big, but I mean, again, for the size of that community, it's an amazing library, and it speaks of how our community supports us.
okay. And you've already talked about, again, what makes this library district unique compared to others in Colorado? I mean, besides what you offer.
I mean, we are the greatest library in the known universe.
I've heard that. Someone told me that a long time ago, and that just keeps replaying in my mind. A couple months back, I think I heard somewhere that that was the statement that we wanted to believe. I forget who the guy was talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was just plays back in my head every time. So. But it's true. That is a good reputation to have, especially in Teller County.
Yeah, it's amazing how much Teller County supports its people, and I've been in this gig going on 5 years now. But when you're interviewing for a place, you're obviously kind of feeling it out and scouting the place and to see where it's at. And I could sense that this community really provided support to its libraries. In terms of reciprocation, I aim to provide at least 60% return on that investment for people. And that's hugely important. What makes us unique, to answer your question, is innovation and ideas. We're a culture of innovation and ideas. What my staff and I believe in is saying, what can we do? Not how do we restrict this, or why shouldn't we do it? We start with the mentality of what can we do, rather than saying, nope, can't. It's the old like itchy shushing finger librarian mentality. Like we're the opposite of that. And there's a lot of libraries doing innovation out there, but we're small and mighty. And there's a sort of feedback loop between this community who loves us. We love our community, and we keep wanting to do more and trying to provide a return on investment. Like we had 219,000 circulations in 2025. So if you extrapolate that, consider like a book or a DVD costs about $25. We're providing over $5 million just in 2025 via checkouts. So that's a huge return on investment.
Oh, yeah.
Because our revenues are less than half of that.
Yeah,
so
sure.
We endeavor to provide not just a fiscal return on investment, a lot of it's gushy, provide an increasing quality of life, provide people with learning, etc.
It seems like you trying to adapt to people and whatever they ask you to do, or can you do, or do you have this? It seems like you try and satisfy, what people are asking you. Has there been maybe something where it's still in the works, or you haven't been able to, fill the niche of what people are looking for? I mean, I know you've got a lot there, but is there something that you haven't done yet that you're working on, or has there been something that maybe you haven't been able to accomplish because of whatever reason?
I always have a lot of irons in the fire. And
Way to go. Yep. That's the way to do it.
That's a good way to put it.
I think I exhaust maybe my board and some of my staff sometimes in terms of what they're like, hold on, I just need to catch up.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
When it comes to that, we have this presence in Divide, but I'm aware that Divide is growing. The county's putting a hub in there. They're talking about developments in that area. At one point in time, it was kind of a boom town, a way station, but that was like 100 years ago, right?
Yep.
And then it burned down. Well, now it's ramping up again. So we're going to have a bigger presence there of some kind. And I don't know how that's going to look in terms of acquiring land. I love our partnership with the Ute Pass Historical Society.
Yeah, we do too. We do too.
Yeah. So I'd love to keep that intact, but finding a way to have a bigger facility in Divide, I think, is going to be necessary at this point in time. And during the first 3 months we were open in 2025 in Divide, we had about 900 people visit us. So that speaks to that demand. And, I think we circulated about 2,000 items, but that's a little library under 1,000 square feet.
Right.
And it doesn't speak to the people who rely on us already for internet and computer access and that. So providing access or removing barriers to access is something I'm always looking at.
Sure.
Another thing I'm looking at is how do we expand our maker space offerings?
Okay.
And there are a couple answers to that. Fluorescent's going to have their own small footprint, mobile type maker space. We're bringing that in this year. And I'd love to find a dedicated building somewhere in Woodland Park here to do a maker space. So we're sitting in this cabin here, and our maker space is about as big as the main room of this cabin, which isn't too big, small and mighty again, but we know that if you build it, they will come.
Right.
Yeah.
The more stuff you have, the more people are going to use it. And it's just been amazing to see how many people use that little space already.
I know.
But we're limited in capacity for it. So those are kind of a couple of big things I'm working on, big tangible things.
Okay. Give us your contact information, hours of the library.
All right. Contact information is Tim at rampartlibrarydistrict.org, but that's TIMM, as in Tim Miller, TIMM at rampartlibrarydistrict.org. I'm hard pressed to remember our main phone number, but call the library and I'm extension 101.
And the website, you have a website?
Yeah, rampartlibrarydistrict.org is our website. And we like to tell people about that. We're always expanding our electronic offerings. So if you can't make it to the library, you can download stuff, download free ebooks, download free audiobooks. Also, we deliver on Mondays. That's right. So we have delivery vehicles, and we want this to be like DoorDash. We want this to be like Uber Eats. Yeah. Like, people are concerned about it. Like, I'm not homebound, because libraries have in one form or another either done books by mail or delivered to people who are homebound. No, we want to provide that convenience to everybody we can. Nice. So you just sign up and we deliver. It's like getting a pizza on Mondays. That's right. And we'll expand hours if we need to. In terms of the libraries, our hours differ a little bit, but Woodland Park and Fluorescent, it's going to be Tuesday through Saturday, and we open at 10, but Fluorescent closes a little bit early at 5 on some of those days, and Woodland Park stays open till 6. We close on Saturdays, I think, is it 4 or 5? Yeah. Anyway, Divide, which we just opened, that's sort of splits the middle, and that's open on Mondays. So, but Mondays through Thursdays are the Divide Libraries hours, 10 to 6.
Yes. All right. Yes. All right. This is my fun time here. We got a little fun time going on with you. Best part, I think. Well, the entire cast is the best part. But all right, if your life was a book, which section of the library would it be stored in?
Humorous fiction.
All right.
That's right.
What book title best describes your Monday mornings?
Man, I'm going to have to think of that one.
Tom comes up with these goodies.
No, this is fun. All right.
Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Really?
Who are you fighting with on Monday mornings?
Myself.
There you go. All right. All right. Ongoing battle. All right. Best excuse for an overdue book. Would you know? I know you don't check out much, or how do people check out books nowadays?
Oh, you can do it in a variety of ways.
I'm used to going and punching the card in the old clock.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's
Last time I
all
was at the
done through
library.
barcodes,
Okay.
so you can bring it to us, and
Okay.
we'll always check out
Scan
for
it.
you. We do have self-checkouts.
Okay.
So
Of course.
you can scan and
Okay.
take it with you yourself, but you can also use your mobile device. We
Okay.
have an app that you can download, and you use like your camera as a QR code reader to scan that barcode and check it out.
All right. So let's get back. What best excuse, if you've heard any? What's the best excuse you've heard someone use for an overdue book?
Well, I have heard the classic, the dog
Dog
ate,
ate
like, and they literally show me like the tooth marks and stuff.
my
Like that's like, okay.
Okay.
I believe you.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. If overdue books came with a creative punishment, what would yours be for an overdue book?
We don't punish for overdues.
Okay. Do they still charge for overdue books?
We are a fine-free library. So,
Wow.
So-
Tells you how long I've been at the library.
well, here's the thing. It's a barrier to access issue. I've said that before. Libraries thought if you don't charge fines, nobody's going to bring the stuff back.
Right.
We did research,
Mm-hmm.
and this was going on a decade ago now. And what we discovered through that research, which was kind of an educated guess, was okay, this is adversely affecting people who need libraries most.
Mm-hmm.
Like a kid, say their parent can't take them to the library, so it's overdue. So then they get fines, so then they can't check anything else. A kid needs books more than anybody else. I mean, everybody needs them, don't get me wrong, but they need library services the most.
Yeah.
And so we're alienating these kids. Also, people who are underprivileged or disadvantaged rely on libraries. We serve a lot of affluent people or people of all classes, but people who are disadvantaged also use libraries a lot. So you have fines, you alienate those users. A lot of them end up saying, well, it's just not worth it to check out books if I can't get them on time. So what we did was just say, we need to be fine free now. The thing is, if you don't return them eventually, then we're going to charge you for the book of the entire item,
Right.
or the cost of the entire item. But usually that's a phone call where they're like, okay, there's $25 on my account. I thought you guys were fine free. And it's like, well, you forgot to turn that thing in. If you just bring it back, you'll be.
I bet more often than not they run right down and turn it in.
Yeah. Well, and that speaks to sort of how we misthought of things. I spoke about innovation and the mindset of can. Well, once we started doing that, we discovered what we thought we would discover, which is like, by and large, citizens are incredibly conscientious about returning their items. Folks like me, who are a little more loose when it comes to that, I just, as a library director, I've not turned in my books on time a few times, but my family checks out dozens of items too. There people who don't do that are not going to do that, but that's like less than 5%. And most people are incredibly conscientious. Like even with a fine free library, people feel like they still have to give us something if they turn something in late. They're very contrite and turn that in. And it's like,
Shame.
well, if you feel the need, you don't have to. We're a fine free library. Thanks for bringing this back. But if you feel like you need to give us some kind of money, just put some in our Friends of the Library donation jar. You can go ahead and shrive.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Oh, with all the great insight about the library and our community, it feels like this is the right moment to wrap things up. Tim, thanks for spending some time with us today and reminding us that our library isn't just a building, it's one of the heartbeat spots of this community. So we do thank you for your time today. And people, if you haven't been in there, get out and check this place out. You might be starting your own business there with all the equipment they have. So check it out, definitely, and give them a call for their hours. But yeah, get over there and take your kids and do some story time.
Yeah, Tim, it's always good to sit down and talk stuff with you. I mean, there's always new things, and it's so exciting. And I love it seems like there's constantly new things that you come up with and keep happening over there at the library and other libraries. So thanks again. And we'll have to have you back again.
I'd love to be back.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thanks, Tim.
Charlie, did you know octopuses have 3 hearts? You know octopuses have 3 hearts? They do.
Well, wow.
I know.
Hearts.
No, it's true. It's true. Octopuses have 3 hearts, and 2 of them actually stop beating when they swim. They prefer to crawl because swimming literally exhausts them. So one heart pumps the blood through the body, and the other 2 pump blood through the gills.
Man.
Take that to the bank. So that's our Did You Know? All right, we're going to shift gears and check out the latest events and activities happening right here in Teller County. If you haven't been yet to the Ice Castle display up in Cripple Creek, that's going on for at least another couple of weeks, January, maybe into February. Looking for some good eats. Mountain Dogs down there by the hardware store. They have got breakfast burritos, bratwurst, hamburgers, all beef hot dogs. I wasn't a hot dog person until I went down there and smelled the sauerkraut cooking and the onions cooking and the mustard cooking. I ate one of his hot dogs in 2 bites. Definitely a very good place to check out some good food. No, but he's got some good stuff down there, so check him out.
2 bites.
He works a lot for the community too. Chamber Business After Hours is happening January 20th from 5:30 to 7 at Faithful Hearts Equine Learning Center, which is on 3 Zuni Zuni points in Woodland Park. Apparently, just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the town here. Strength and Healing Massage Therapy has a mat chat January 24th from 12 until 2. It's a ladies' self-defense class put on by Kempo Karate of Woodland Park. So please join us for that. Miss Priss on February 13th, I believe, is having their Galentine's Day event. Ladies' event from 4 to 7 o'clock. Discounts on clothing. Probably some good eats, some good drinks also there. Well, look what we have here. We have got Toastmasters happening every Friday at 11 a.m. at the Woodland Park Library. And yes, our speaker that we just had, Tim Miller, oversees the whole concept. So if you need to learn how to talk more better, or if you need to be more grammatically impressed and speaking about it, just like I'm not doing, go check out a Toastmasters class at 11 a.m. on Fridays. You got a weekend of art. You got a weekend of art coming up, sponsored by the Woodland Park Art Gallery, the West Side Gallery, and Reservoir Gallery. February 6th is the Art Walk. February 7th is the Art Gala. Gala? Is it gala or gala?
Tomato, man. It's up to you, you know.
And call the gallery for more information at 719-401-2301. The annual Helping Those in Need 19th Annual Sweetheart Ball will be, yes, on Valentine's Day at the Antlers Hilton. For more information, you can call Linda Meyer at 719-641-9027. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for today. Big thanks to our guest, Tim Miller.
Yay!
And to all of you tuning in on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, or iTunes, we thank you. But don't wander too far. Next time on Teller, we're not quite sure who we're going to have, but we're going to be bringing in a great speaker to talk a little bit about. Who knows what they're going to talk about next week?
Well, we are trying to get Matt Meister. He's planning on being here next week, but it's kind of iffy right now. We'll see. Yeah.
But I leave you with this thought. Winston Churchill said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." This has been Teller Time, short, sweet, and unforgettable, and we thank you.